Hello, everybody. It is your friend or your girl or whoever you want to call me, Chantizzle. So today, as you can read the little title, it is Chantizzle Talks About God. Now, God is a subject that people usually do not want to talk about. And the thing is that people, in a way, they kind of, with me, have to get used to it a little, and I'll explain why. But as for future plans, I do have plans maybe getting into gospel. My next album after this laboratory one is going to be a like a gospel album, like with soul. And I do plan on getting more involved with the church and with the religious community. And I even am looking more into looking becoming kind of like a reverend kind of person or something, like somebody where I can really just shed the light on God. So, so I'm just going to explain so, if that's something that doesn't interest you, then, feel free to disclose this video, but just this particular video, and this is probably the only video where I'll ever be doing this, is where I specifically talk about God. So what I want to say is that, before I really get into it, I just want to talk about how much support I get for becoming an artist and wanting to pursue a dream of art. So, for example, like a lot of people want to see myself or Chantizzle become this big artist, I mean, this big pop star, this big celebrity. Some people don't want to see it, but there's a lot of people who do. And and for example, like my own two parents, like they're not giving me another option. They said, this is something you have to do. We will pay money for your filming school. We will pay money for all your musical lessons. We will pay money for, all the stuff that will support you in our vision for you to become a successful artist. So that's one resource I have, knowing that that's what people want for me. My own grandparents, my grandmother, she passed away at 83. It's something she wanted for me as well. My grandfather's still alive, he's 94. It's something he wants for me as well. And my aunt even is in her 70s and she wants it for me as well. So, like, just immediate family is, that's, I can list that with confidence. But there's a lot of people out there, even people who I don't know, I'm sure they feel the same way. And the only reason why I haven't gotten to that platform is because I personally have made different life choices and there's still a lot of pressure on me. Why am I not seeing you here? Why am I not seeing you do this? Why am I not seeing you do that? And and that's why I'm here to talk about it, this particular video. It has to do with religion. So I've explained how much support I get for wanting to become an artist. So that's the thing. It's something you really, really have to think about, or it's something society as a general has to think about. Why do we want Chantizzle to be somebody in the media? Who is Chantizzle? Who is she? Who is she really? Is she just somebody with a clever name? Or is she, like, we don't know her? So, do you want to know who I really am, like, outside of everything? In my family, because every family has, like, the spoiled one, the strict one, the messy one, the happy one, the partying one, you know what I mean? Every family has its characters. And in my family, believe it or not, I am the religious nut job. I'm 25 years old. There isn't a high level of religious interest in my family, so I feel like that's my duty to be the religious nut job in the family. And I say nut job because I'm a little bit nutty about it. You know what I mean? I'm not somebody who's relaxed about religion. I'm not somebody who's chill about it. I'm somebody who's very strict, and I really, really feel like that a lot of people should be following religious ways. I'm very open-minded. I don't think it matters what your religion is. I know other people, especially Christians, will debate with me. I'm not going to explain to you what my particular religion is. Um, you can assume it's Christian because a lot of people just associate religion with Christianity for some reason, even though there's 100 million religions out there. I don't know why people assume that, and you're more than welcome to assume that, but personally, that's not my religion, and I'm not going to explain what my religion is. But I can tell you I'm very, very loyal and very, very faithful to it, and I have nothing against any other religion because of my life choices. I really believe in living a life of prosperity, peace, and love, and all these wonderful things. And I do these things by example, and all these things are written in the Bible. You know what I mean? So I know that even in a Christianity way, in a way of Christianity, I even follow Christianity views, and I do a lot of things to get involved with the church as much as possible. But that being said, uh, we have to ask ourselves if Chantizzle is the religious nutjob in her family, why on earth are people rooting for her to get into the media? Why are people wanting her to be this pop star? Um, you know what is the answer to that? The answer to that is because people in society need to find a young, stylish, cool person to preach that religion, to remind people um, how important religion is in a young, stylish, cool way. And it's something that people are craving to see. And it's something that I could provide being an artist. And the reason why I haven't gone to a mega high platform is because there's so much sin. I'm just going to straight up say it, being what I've just said in the video earlier. I'm just going to straight up say it. There's too much sin. There's too much negativity, even if you want to say that. There's too much wrong. There's too much bad doing for one person to become on a celebrity radar. And I didn't know that until I started going through the journey myself. As much as people, especially my close friends and family, would love to see me perform and do all these things, you wouldn't believe how much a woman like me or anybody in general has what they have to do in order to see somebody like that on a radar. You wouldn't believe it, and you wouldn't believe how unethical it is. You wouldn't believe how sinful it is, how negative it is, and how against God it is. So it's the reason why I haven't personally done it, or I'm not doing it. So as much as I'd love to please my mom, as much as I'd love to please my dad, as much as I'd love to please my dead grandmother and my 94-year-old grandfather, I can't do it because my purpose in life and everyone's life is to please God. And you know what I mean? So it's just something to ask yourself, why do we want to see the religious nut job? Why would anybody want to watch the religious nut job on TV? Because it is who I am. And it's never going to change. It's always going to increase, and I've always been this way. And it's something that it's something that I really admire about myself, actually. I'm not a crazy woman, really. I will never ever push my beliefs on you. I will never make you feel bad for making different decisions because that's not God's way. God doesn't want people to feel bad and feel all these negative emotions. God wants people to feel enlightened. God wants people, you know what I mean? I do all these things because of my own religion, and all these things are still written in the Bible, and Christianity is not my first religion of choice. So this is what I mean by I'm a very religious person. I actually really, really, really try every day to live as godly as possible. And because of that, a lot of people will view me as somebody who's nuts. You know what I mean? And that's why I don't mind the term religious nut job. And everyone I get along with is also a religious nut job. So I have this association in my life where people feel so comfortable talking to me about all these things, all these topics, all these things that people want to be politically correct about, people come openly and they talk to me about this stuff, like no problem. You won't see me do Kanye West, you know what I mean? For example, this, like I said, this is the only video where I'm really going to get preachy about who I am as a person. And it's just something you have to think about. Why do people want to see this person on a radar? And not only that, why is this person not being on the radar? You know what I mean? It's something to really understand and ask yourself and just realize that the world would be a better place if we can just view all these things to not be considered controversy.